We find in this week's Parasha the last mitzvah that's brought down in the Taryag, in the Sefer Achinuch Mitzvah Taryag. And there's a major machloket how to read. It says, "Ve'ata kitfu lachem et hashira azot, v'sima ve'lamedat b'nei Yisrael sima b'fihem." Is the mitzvah to actually write a Sefer Torah? If you look at the Rambam in Perek Zayin in Hilchot Sefer Torah Halacha, he says, "Mitzvah aseh lichtov." The idea is the mitzvah aseh is to each and every single person to write their own Sefer Torah. However, others, if you look at, for example, the Rambam himself in the Sefer HaMitzvos, Mitzvah Aseh Yurchet, and also Sefer Achinuch himself, it's a mitzvah that I should own, I should have a Sefer Torah. Obviously, the Nafkamina, whether you get it from a Yerusha, there's a Gemara Menachos and a Gemara in Sanhedrin, respectively, that seem to figure out how these two relate. But how it relates to us, as we're getting ready for Rosh Hashanah. The Rosh in Sechet Menachot says, nowadays we put a Sefer Torah, we put in the Aron. But the modern day of fulfilling this mitzvah is that each and every person has a chiyuv, an obligation, to write their own Sefer, write their own chidushim. It's not just for the great Gedol. V'ata kitvu lachem. Each person wants to be able to do tshuva. You want to be able to make sure that you're going to have a beautiful bracha. You take a couple minutes and start thinking about a pshat and a pasuk, a Jewish philosophical concept, and start sharing it on your local Facebook. Start sending it to your friends. You will see the connection that you have. And that's why I believe the Rambam at the end of Hilchot Shuvah talks about how you love Hashem. It's talking about learning Torah in the right way. He already talked about learning Torah in the Rambam Hilchot Yisodei Torah, to go and look at beautiful Tiulim and see all the great sights. The Rambam is saying part of the tshuva process is to be able to be connected to Torah. May we be zocher as we finish up the year, that the brachot should only be continued with each person writing their own sefer and having influence on their circle of influence. Shabbat Shalom.